Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. I really appreciate you coming out and rechecking on this Crafty 625. It's a 2006 model year. We had looked at this several times before. What had happened was my scrapper dropped a water heater here on the left side wheel adjuster, demolished everything there. So this thing's had plenty of faults. We looked at all of them in the first video. We had 2 broken cables. Come to find out, the fuel tank was leaking, which is known for these quantum engines for the fuel tanks to leak. I had christened it the double turd in the beginning. I need you guys to judge this machine at the end of the video and tell me how many turds to take away, or if none. So you're going to have to help me. This is the Craftsman model number. This is the Briggs engine number. It needed the engine brake cable, which I happened to steal off of a junk mower in my scrap yard, and this is the drive cable. I did have to order this. It was $10.50. It's coming from Topeka, Kansas. It should be here soon. That's why you see no cable on the drive. I had to order that one because it actually broke in half. This engine brake, I stole it off of the other machine. I also stole the adjuster off of the other machine. I had the exact same Crafty model. The deck was actually in better condition than this one. This one's showing some rust back there. So before I get ahead of myself, this was the adjuster. I just went ahead and stole it from the other machine, removed the 2 nuts here, and this whole thing comes off. What you'll have is a C-clip. You pull off the gear. There's a little pin in the axle. Actually, there's a hole in the axle. You remove that pin and this whole assembly comes off of the axle. So I actually put a pipe wrench on this to just straighten it out to get it off of the machine. It was all flopped over. Stole a wheel off of that other machine as well. You can see the crack here in the plastic, and the hub here is cockeyed. All that plastic got crunched here and it broke on this side. I couldn't use this thing anyway. Look at the teeth, they were all smoothed out. So this was toast. So I found another Nike swoosh wheel on that other machine, which had perfect teeth. I also stole the dust guard off of the other one. This thing got crushed here as well. So it's got a secondary dust guard on it as well on this side. The water heater actually broke the belt cover here, so I stole the cover off of the junk machine. I'm going to wait to put the cable on. This will go back right over the belt. Safety first. So this thing pretty much ate me alive except for the engine brake cable. I was able to salvage the old one, oiled it up a little bit. The blade here was toast. Quite a bit of meat missing on the original blade. This is the 532-141114. I had gotten these at Lowe's, a total of 19 blades between the 21 and 22s. They're not very expensive on Fleabay or the Big Jungle Company. There's a lot of aftermarket companies doing these. Stens. This one's outdoor factory parts. So the most expensive piece of equipment I had to replace was the tank. You can get these out of China. I use the buying platform AliExpress. It's kind of like Fleabay and the Big Jungle Company. Stuff comes directly from China. It'll take you maybe 3 to 4 weeks. I have a lot of patience. So I've bought probably 5 or 6 of these in the past, and they're great reproductions. The last 2 I just ordered. I ordered a couple more to have backups. They were $23 each with free shipping, so I'm not going to complain about that for a aftermarket gas tank. If I were to buy this locally, I'm sure I'd spend $50 to $60 or more if I bought it domestically, or if I went to my local Briggs dealer, they'd want $150, I'm guessing, for something like this. But a U.S. aftermarket company, they might have them for 70, 80 bucks, I'm guessing. So I have not had a bad one yet on these reproductions. I'm happy with them. You just don't get your EPA stickers, and don't drink the gasoline stickers. But I'm not about to do that anyhow. Had to redo the cord with some Stens number 4. You can use any number 4 rope. It's actually 1/8 diameter. I just happened to buy a spool of Stens. They call it the number 4. You'll have 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. So I kind of matched them up. This one here you can see is all shaggy, the one I took off of the Crafty. I didn't want to send this down the road with that kind of shagginess. There's no shagging here at Tommy Time. So you can see here under the recoil it was originally red, and this number 4 seems to match up nicely as far as the diameter. I think it was a good match, so that's what I used. I restrung it with number 4 rope. So this thing not only cost a small fortune, it was every time I turned around I was finding something to fix on this double turd. Last but not least, I still have to put an air filter on it, change the oil, and then I'll be completely done with this thing. Original filter, I'm guessing, crunchy, no filtration whatsoever. All the crap was being pulled right through the wire. So that's that. Let me remove the beauty ring here. That still has to go on. The 3 little bolts for the gas tank, those didn't come with the machine. I got to scrounge 3 of those up. The tank is still loose here on the top. But the fuel line and everything's all secure. I just have to secure the top of the tank. So you're going to hear a little bit of rattling. The baffles back here near the bag attachment assembly. There's some half-moon baffles back there to protect the edge of the blade. Those are all loose. They had come apart from the back assembly there. I'm not going to mess with that. It rattles a little bit. I'm going to ask $150 for the machine. That's as far as I'm going to go. I could take my stick welder, turn this on the side, and kind of attach those baffles. But my ambition on this Crafty has diminished here in the last day or so. New primer bulb, forgot to tell you that. Clean the carburetor, of course. I had let this thing idle a little while ago. It had continued to smoke. We saw that in the last video. It cleared up. I let it idle for 15-20 minutes here on the sidewalk and let all that oil in the muffler burn off. It stopped smoking. So I did, when it was idling here, I did take a small screwdriver and put it in the hook for the transmission. The end of the cable here goes into a little hole. This hooks in. I took a screwdriver and moved it, and the front wheel drive did engage, so I know that the transmission is active, so that won't be an issue. I just need to wait for this special cable to come in. I do have some Turo cables, but they don't have the clip here at the top. They're not this style, so this was kind of a special order out of Topeka, Kansas. So as far as you kids and cadets are concerned, we're officially done with this 06 Crafty. I'll wait for that cable to come in, maybe wash up the deck a little bit, and then I'm done with this machine. So I'll give you a once over, let me know how many turds to remove. No turds, remove one turd, or leave it as a double turd. We've got choices. Little kink here in the cable. It's not inhibiting the action on the safety brake, so that's going to stay where it is. Got some surface rust here. Nothing terribly bad. So comment below, let me know what you think. Kind of surprised I plowed through with it. I thought it would be more of a, well, it was a challenge. I think that's why I did it, is I wanted to see if I could bring this thing back to life. That's kind of my motivation in doing this. The worst projects, I seem to enjoy those the most. Just cleaning out water from a gas tank, anybody can do that. Trying to rectify this 06 Crafty with every known issue was more of a challenge, so a little bit more fun. Anyway, all that'll pay for itself. With $150, it'll cover all my cost and give me a couple of bucks for the amount of time I spent on it. Anyway, appreciate you coming out, get a little idea of my motivation here in doing this, repairing the junk on 4 wheels. Anyway, tip your waitress and wait staff, drink a lot of orange juice. I really appreciate you kids and cadets coming out, checking out this junk. Have a good day today.